Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 3. We're in Unit 4, Week 5. We've been studying on research question number 4 and becoming an expert on what our job looks like in different communities. We focused on rural, suburban, and urban communities. Today, we're going to be switching gears a little bit, and we're going to start thinking about what opinion we would like to write this week for our research question number 4. So I'm going to do a little bit of review with you guys over opinions worth writing about and some other important skills that you would need for your writing. So opinions worth writing about. We've talked about the 3 different types of opinions before. Debatable, so that one's open to discussion or argument. Some people might agree, some people might not. Like if I said, I think teaching is the best job ever. Some people would agree, some people might not. Defensible, it is possible to find facts that would convince reasonable people to agree. So maybe I could say, I think teaching is a fun job, and then I could go in and find information about fun things that teachers get to do that would kind of support my reasoning, right? And then the third one is important to your audience. It matters to the people you want to have to listen to you or read your piece. So if I wanted to write about teachers, maybe I would focus in on writing to parents about teachers, about how teachers need lots of support from parents in order to help their children succeed. So I would want to focus in on writing to the parents because that would be my audience. Real quick, let's review some key concepts about evidence or reasons. So every week you need to give us 2 to 3 reasons to support your opinion. So sufficient reasons or evidence, providing enough reasons or evidence to convince your audience to agree with your opinion, providing evidence to support all parts of your opinion. Insufficient reasons or evidence, providing very few supporting reasons or failing to provide supporting reasons for one part of your opinion. So if I only provide one supporting reason, that's insufficient reasons or evidence, right? We need at least 2 to 3. Images. These are used to enhance or clarify information in a text. These could be graphs that are showing a number information or a photograph. Other examples would be drawn pictures, photographs, timelines, maps, graphs, charts, diagrams. We could think back to our read aloud from the past 2 days in our field guide to our community where we talked about geography. They had lots of different lists and graphs and charts. We could use those in helping us to support our opinion. So I wanted to give you some examples of reasons that do support and do not support. So reasons are evidence that support. These are going to be facts, details, examples, and points from pictures and text that support, strengthen your opinion or your point, and are relevant reasons and evidence. So that means that they pertain to what your opinion is. Reasons and evidence that do not support. Anything that does not support or argues against your opinion, irrelevant reasons and evidence. So my example I'm going to use on this is I think dentists are caring and explain things well to people. So the first column lists things that would support this opinion. Dentists keep us safe. Dentists teach us how to keep our teeth clean so we don't get cavities. Dentists tell us if anything is wrong with our teeth. All these things do support the dentists are caring and that they explain things well to people. If I look in the second column, these are reasons that do not support. So these are some examples that I would not want to use. Dentists see about 20 patients a day. Does that tell me how dentists are caring or how they explain things well? No. Dentists' offices are crowded. That also doesn't show me how they are caring or how they explain things. Dentists use many tools. Once again, that doesn't tell me that dentists are caring, and it doesn't show me that they explain things well to people. So I would not want to use these reasons because they are not supporting my opinions. Another thing we want to make sure we use when we're writing is our linking language. So I wanted to review this with you guys a little bit. So linking language is very important. It's one of the points that we have on our rubric. So when you need to introduce something, you can try words or phrases like states, shows, says, points out that. Maybe you want to do something that would sequence time. You could say first of all, then, finally, and afterward. Maybe you want to add to something you've written. You can say and, also, in addition to. Maybe you want to explain something that you have written. You could say because, for example, to show, to illustrate. If you would like to compare, you could use phrases like in the same way, likewise, for the same reason. Or if you would like to contrast something, you could say however, on the other hand. And then if you would like to conclude, so we would say summing up, to conclude, in conclusion, this shows, or after all. So if we use one of these concluding phrases, that's getting us 2 points on our rubric because we're going to have our concluding sentence and we're using linking language right there. And that is something that I noticed that a lot of us left off on our writings. All right, I am going to show you my writing from a read aloud called Doctors to the Rescue. So real quick, before I show you, I want to show you my example of my writing. So this is my opinion worth writing about. This is what I'm starting to generate for my writing tomorrow. It says, I write about doctors, and I think different locations change how a doctor can do their job. I think this because in the book, it said a person went to a neighborhood clinic but was very sick, so he needed to go to a bigger hospital in a bigger city. Then I cited my evidence. Doctors to the Rescue by Misha Goldish on page 4. So that is another way to get another point, is citing our evidence. So whenever you find some information or evidence, you need to make sure that you take down what book, the title, and the page that you found this. So I'm going to share with you guys right here. And I'm not going to read the whole book. I'm just going to read the part that I found that would support it. So it says, emergency. For weeks, Domamin Solis was having trouble breathing. He ignored the problem at first. When his feet became swollen, however, he decided to visit a neighborhood clinic. Doctors who examined Domamin saw right away that something was very wrong. They rushed him to Stanford Hospital in Connecticut. In the emergency room, tests showed that Domamin's had a badly damaged heart. He needed surgery immediately, or he might die within hours. Two doctors at the hospital prepared to operate. A valve in Domamin's heart was leaking blood. It needed to be replaced with a new artificial valve. The surgery would be dangerous. Domamin had only a 50-50 chance of surviving. Could the doctor save his life? A risky operation. Domamin's surgery lasted 10 hours. A team of nurses and other medical workers assisted the two doctors. During the most dangerous part of the operation, Domamin's heart was packed in ice. The coldness stopped blood from flowing through his body while the leaky valve was replaced. Thanks to the doctor's speed and skill, the operation was successful. Within 24 hours, Domamin was able to sit up in bed. Even better, he was strong enough to celebrate his 30th birthday in the hospital. Doctors were pleased. Dr. Michael Coady said, "We are really making a difference in this community. It's the reason I'm here." So, right there, it talked about how he went to a neighborhood clinic, but then they saw that something was very wrong, so they rushed him to Stanford Hospital in Connecticut. So, right here, that's what I talked about. In a rural community where he was, they did not have all the equipment that they needed to perform his surgery, that they didn't have maybe the staff that they needed, or even maybe the skill, because there are different types of doctors that are skilled in different types of things. So that's where my opinion came. So my opinion was, I think different locations change how a doctor can do their job. I said one of my reasons was, it said a person went to a neighborhood clinic but was very sick, so he needed to go to a bigger hospital in a bigger city. So that does support the fact that it changes in different locations. But that's only one reason or evidence. So tomorrow I'll probably go back and I'll want to add some more information. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day and I will see you tomorrow.